There are many ayat in this Quran, akhi khuram. There are many ayat in this Quran. And many hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ikhwani, many that warn us about being of the people who come Yawmul Qiyamah. You did a lot of deeds, but your deeds and your efforts, they're going to be thrown back at you. Like now, we're fasting the month of Ramadan. Sweden is fasting 20 hours. They fast more than any other Muslims in the world. And then Alaska, they're fasting 19 hours. There's the second longest country. And then the UK, we're fasting 18 hours. That's the longest in the whole world. We're number 3. So a person is fasting 18 hours during the day. And then Yawmul Qiyamah, after fasting 29, 30 days, he'll come to get his rewards, and then the reward is thrown at him. I work in the masjid. I work for the masjid. So when I go to get my money at the end of the month, I find that they gave me only half of what I earned. I worked 40 hours, they gave me 20 hours worth of wages. I work for the masjid, with the masjid. If I see that in my check, I'm going to say to the masjid, hey, where's my money? Where's my money at? I worked hard, I sweated. Where's my money at? This is the money for my children. I have to pay my bills. Where's my money? And if they don't cooperate, I'm going to turn the table over. I'm going to, hey, where's my money at? You think I worked all of that time for you to play with me? And everyone's going to do that at your job. The job you have, you drive a taxi, whatever you do. At the end of the month, you go to get your money. You see they took half of your wages. You're going to say, hey, where's my money at? Yawmul Qiyamah is even worse. To make a lot of efforts, and then you come, Yawmul Qiyamah, you come, and all of your efforts, you don't even get them because you didn't do it the right way. Or because you were doing something that destroys your deeds. The Prophet says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, man taraka salat al-asr faqad habita amaluhu. The one who doesn't pray the Asr prayer, it destroys his deeds. So wallahi, billahi, tallahi, the individual who is not praying, he is not fasting. Ditta, the one who is not praying, he doesn't pray. They can fast in Sweden, they can fast in Alaska, they can fast here. Mecca, Medina, he is not praying. There's no siyam for the one who doesn't pray. Some of us, our parents. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, thalatha. لا ينظر الله إليهم يوم القيامة ولا يزكيهم ولا يقبل منهم صرفا ولا عدل. There are 3 people that Allah won't look at them Yawmul Qiyamah. Allah won't purify them Yawmul Qiyamah. Allah Azza wa Jal won't accept from them any wajib or sunnah. The first person he mentioned, Aqil Walidain, the one who is disrespectful to his parents. So if a person is bad behavior with his parents and he's fasting, his fast is a problem. His salat is a problem. The Muslim lady, because there are women here, Rasulullah says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, thalatha, la tatajawaz salatuhum hanajiruhum. 3 people, when they pray, their prayer won't go beyond their throats. One of them is the lady who's disrespectful to her husband. So a person can be doing something, the thing that he's doing, it destroys his deeds, like shirk, like bid'ah. It destroys his deeds. Or the person should be doing something that he's not doing, and it destroys his deeds, like praying Salat al-Asr. If missing Salat al-Asr destroys your deeds, what about missing Fajr, Dhuhr, Maghrib, Nisha? And there are some people that's their fast. They fast all day and they don't pray. So I just wanted to remind you before we deal with our issue, inshallah azza wa jal, we don't want to come Yawmul Qiyamah, and we're those people who prayed Taraweeh. We made all of these efforts, and then at the end of the day, Yawmul Qiyamah, you don't get any rewards. The Prophet asked his companions, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, atadruna man al-muflis? Do you people know who the bankrupt person is? You know, bankrupt, I don't have any money. They say, Naam ya Rasulullah, the bankrupt person, al-muflisu fina, alladhi la mala lahu wa la mata'. He is the one who doesn't have any money and no property. He is broke, bankrupt, no money. He has to file for bankruptcy. He said, al-muflisu min ummati alladhi ya'ti yawm al-qiyam wa qad daraba hadha, wa shatama hadha, wa akala mal hadha, wa safaka dima hadha. He said the bankrupt person in my ummah is the one who comes Yawm al-Qiyamah. He has salah, he has zakat, he has fasting, but he punched that guy, he made ghiba of that one, he spilled his blood, he said something nasty to him, he stole his thing, he took the orphan's money, it was bad to his mother, he did and then Yawm al-Qiyamah, what's going to happen? What's going to happen now? He came with all of those deeds. So what's going to happen? His fast is going to be given to him. His salat given to him. And then if he still is owing them, they took all of his stuff. So he doesn't have any hasanat, any thawab. So the people took all of his stuff. And if he still owes them, then their bad deeds will be thrown on him. So that's the muflis. And that goes to show there are things that you can do, that we can do, that will take your fasting away from you. That's why the Prophet said about fasting, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لَيْسَ الصِّيَامِ مِنَ الْأَكْلِ وَالشُّرْبِ إِنَّمَا الصِّيَامِ مِنَ الْلَغْوِ وَالرَّفْثِ. Fasting is not leaving alone food and drink. That's not the meaning of fasting. He said fasting is abandoning laghu, vain speech. Vain speech. Fasting is abandoning lewd speech. So very quickly, Ikhwani, just so that there will be no doubt, inshallah, I just want to rehearse to you and remind you people of some of the many ayat. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, 10 ayat with this message. Allah said in the Quran, وَقَدِّمْنَا إِلَى مَا عَمِلُوا مِنْ عَمَلٍ فَجَعَلْنَاهُ هَبَاءً مَنْثُورًا. Yawm al-Qiyamah, Bani Adam is going to come with their actions, and we're going to make their actions scattered particles. Haba'an manthur. It's that thing like when the sun is coming through, if you take a pillow and you hit the pillow, those particles. So the person's actions are going to be scattered like that because he made shirk, because he made bid'ah, because he did this or he didn't do that. That's one of the ayat. From those statements is the statement of Allah Ta'ala, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tubtilu sadaqatikum bil manni wal adha كالذي ينفق ماله رياء الناس ولا يؤمن بالله ويوم الآخر فمثله كمثل صفوان عليه تراب فأصابه وابل فتركه صلدا لا يقدرون مما كسبوا على شيء ذلك هو الضلال البعيد. O you who believe, do not destroy your sadaqah. You made food for the people, you gave sadaqah, you did some good. Allah said, don't destroy it by al-manni wal-adha. Al-mannu is when you do something for someone, and then you say, you remember I did this for you, I did that for you, I did this for you. That's al-mannu. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, as you all know, he freed Bilal ibn Rabah. Bilal was being persecuted by Umayyah ibn Khalaf. Bilal came, Abu Bakr came and freed Bilal. And once he freed them, khalas. Bilal naturally is going to always appreciate Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Time went on. Abu Bakr wanted Bilal to do something and he asked him, later on, can you do this for me, for you do that? Bilal said, no, I don't want to do it. Abu Bakr said, but don't you remember I freed you? And he wasn't doing that to put him down. He was just saying, hey, I need you to help me out right now. You remember I did that for you, help me out. Bilal said, if you free me for Allah, then you'll get your reward. But if you free me to one day come and say that you freed me, then that's al-mannu. Al-mannu. Don't destroy your deeds by saying, you remember what I did for you? You do the thing for Allah and that's it. You help to build the masjid, anything. Don't come to people and say, you remember what I did? I did this for you. You shouldn't do that. So Allah said, don't destroy your sadaqat like this. Or like the man who spends his money just to be seen by the people. Allah said his example is like the example of a flat rock. On that rock is some dirt. It's a flat rock. On that rock is some dirt. And then a heavy torrential rainstorm comes. Heavy, the big fat rain. They come and they knock all of that off. It wipes it off. It leaves the rock clean. He won't have the ability to get the reward of what he did. So it will wipe it away. Allah mentioned in the Quran, from those many ayat, مَثُلُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بِرَبِّهِمْ كَرَمَادٍ اشْتَدَّتْ بِهِ الرِّيحُ في يوم عاصف لا يقدرون على شيء مما كسبوا والله لا يهدي القوم الكافرين. The example of the people who disbelieve in Allah, Sikh, Hindu, Christian, Jew, the Muslim who makes shirk, he makes shirk. The example of those people who disbelieve in Allah is like the example of their actions. Their actions is like the example of some ashes. You know, the ashes that come off of the coal, the ashes. The ashes on a windy day when there's a whirlwind. Those ashes are not going to be able to stand up to the whirlwind. The whirlwind will knock this building down. What about some ashes? The whirlwind will come and throw it away, and he won't be able to get any reward, any part of what he put forth. All of those ayat, they go, they help to show, hey, Muslim, you're fasting in the month of Ramadan. Don't be a person who's making a lot of efforts of fasting, and then you come at the end of the day, at the end of the month, at the end of your life, and that fast is zero. You're not going to find it. Either because you didn't do it right, or because you were doing something that destroys it. Ghiba, namima, all of that, lying, all of that. Look what happened to that man from the companions, radiallahu anhu. Rasulullah was sitting in the masjid, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The man came in the masjid and he prayed 2 rakat to greet the masjid, like I told you. But he prayed the 2 rakat quickly, without discipline, very quickly. After praying 2 rakats, he went, he said, Assalamu alaikum ya Rasulullah. Rasulullah said, Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Irja' fasalli. Finna kalam tusalli. Go back and pray. You didn't pray. The man went back. He prayed quickly, without any discipline. He came back. Assalamu alaikum ya Rasulullah. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Go back and pray. You didn't pray. 3 times. Then the man said, Ya Rasulullah, you have to teach me. Prophet Muhammad told that man, if you want to make salah, then make a good wudu, and then face the Qibla, and then say Allahu Akbar, and then read what is easy for you from the Quran, and then say Allahu Akbar, and go into ruku', and keep yourself bowing while you're calm. And then say Sami Allah liman hamida, and then go down, Rabbana wa lakal hamd, then go down, and when you're in sajda, stay down there till you calm. And he went through the whole prayer. Now what's the point? That man who prayed, that man in his mind he prayed. But according to the Sunnah, he didn't pray. According to the Quran, he didn't pray. According to Allah's Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, according to Allah, he didn't pray. So we don't want to be those people. We don't want to be those people. Whether it's salat, whether it's zakat, whether it's fasting. The person he fasted. But did he fast according to the Sunnah? Did he fast according to the Quran? Did he fast according to Allah Azza wa Jal? And look what happened, Ikhwani. Look what happened with the companions. Our mother Aisha radiallahu anha. There's an ayat of the Quran, Allah Ta'ala describes some people. He said, وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْتُونَ مَا آتَوْا وَقُلُوبُهُمْ وَجِلَةٌ. The people who do what they do and their hearts are afraid. They are afraid. The people, Allah was praising these people. He said, there are some people who do what they do and their hearts are wajila. They are afraid. Aisha, when she read this ayat, she said, Ya Rasulullah, is this ayat talking about the people who they steal, they drink khamr, and they make mistakes? That the real believer is the one who, when he makes a mistake, he's afraid of Allah. Is he talking about that? He said, La ya bint as-Siddiq. He said, no, this ayat is not talking about those people. The Muslim who makes a mistake and he's afraid, that's a sign of Iman. But this ayat is not talking about that. Prophet Muhammad said, this ayat is talking about people who pray, people who fast, people give zakat, and when they do that, their hearts are like this because they don't know if Allah is going to accept it or not. So many people think, because I fasted today, khalas, I prayed, khalas. No, it's not like that. The companions, radiallahu anhum, and the salaf of this ummah, they used to exist between 2 wings. The wing of hope. I hope Allah is going to accept my fast. And the wing of fear. I'm afraid that Allah is not going to accept my fast. They don't have 2 wings of hope. I know that Allah is going to accept my fast. Nor do they have the 2 wings of fear. Oh, Allah is never going to take any. No, you have to be balanced. So, Ikhwani, listen, before we do our program, inshallah azawajal, the point here is worship Allah based upon knowledge, not based upon taqleed, what your fathers did, what your friends are doing around you. No, 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 no. You know the Kuffar of Quraysh? The Kuffar of Quraysh, they used to pray in the Kaaba. They used to pray at the Kaaba. They were at the Kaaba. They used to take care of the pilgrims. Allah Ta'ala said about them in the Quran, وَمَا كَانَ صَلَاتُهُمْ عِنْدَ الْبَيْتِ إِلَّا مُكَاءٌ وَتَصْدِيَةٌ. Their salat at the Kaaba, it was just whistling and clapping. They were having a party. Why? Because they were making shirk. They were making shirk. So Allah described their ibadah. Everything they did at the Kaaba is whistling and clapping. Shabbarat. Whistling and clapping. Allah, Allah. It's just whistling and clapping. Why? Because it's not what Allah revealed. It's not from the religion.